vacation.
Ma'am,
Oh,
ma'am, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
all right, great. So I'll quickly give my introduction. Like Prachi ji told you, my name is Preeti and I live in Singapore. I work with kids as an enrichment teacher. We do many interesting things like dancing. Do you like dancing? Awesome. So we do dancing, we do storytelling, we also do kids yoga, we do art and craft and some science experiments. So we do tons of fun in the holiday camp. So today I'm bringing you a very nice story from Peru. Have you visited Peru, any of you? Show me a thumbs up if you have visited Peru. No? All right, let's visit it virtually. So here's few ground rules. I think if all of you can switch on your camera, it would be good to see you all while I'm telling you the story. And we'll all go on mute. Only when we have to ask some question, or that storytelling will be very interactive. I'll be asking some questions as we go ahead. So if you want to answer it, unmute yourself, state your name, and then answer. Show me a thumbs up if you got this part. Awesome. Looks like fun. Great. So let's go and visit Peru. I'm going to share my screen with you. I hope you can see it. Here, so our story is from Peru. Can you see the screen? Can you see the map of South America? Everybody, are you with me? Awesome. Yeah. Who can spot where is Peru? Tell me what color is it? Peru, we spell it as P-E-R-U. So our story today, it comes from Peru.
My name is
Color green.
Color green.
That's right. So here it is on the left side of the map. Right. And where is Peru? It's in South America. Have you ever been to South America, like any country there? Brazil, or I don't know, Bolivia, Venezuela? Do you follow soccer? A lot of countries from South America, they play soccer really well, right? Any of you follow soccer? All right, so let's move on to some fun facts about Peru. Peru has the highest sand dune in the world. So the fun facts that I'm sharing with you, right? Later there will be a quiz and I'm gonna be asking you all this. So I hope you remember. And it's fun to learn some new things along with the story. So can you see the lady doing sandboarding on the sand dune here? They have the highest sand dune in the whole world and it's called Cerro Blanco. Cerro Blanco. You want to say it with me? Cerro
Blanco.
Cerro Blanco.
That's right.
Cerro Blanco.
Awesome. So I'm going to share with you another pic. Can you see the different varieties of potato over here?
Yes.
In Singapore, we don't get so many varieties of potato. But you know, in Peru, they grow 3,000 different varieties of potato. When I heard this, I was like, wow, I have never seen so many potatoes in my life. Can you see the potatoes in the picture? Show me a thumbs up.
Yes.
All right, what is this? Has anybody visited this or do you know about this picture here? Does it look beautiful?
Yes.
Can I tell you it's one of the
Really beautiful.
Can I share with you? It is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It's called
It's so nice.
It's called Machu Picchu and it is in Peru. Will you remember Machu Picchu? The name is so cute, right? Sounds like two brothers, Machu and Picchu. Machu Picchu.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yes. And to the right, we see a bird soaring high in the sky. It's the largest flying bird on earth. That is also found in Peru. Its name is the giant condor. The largest flying bird on earth. So these were some of the fun facts about Peru. They have the highest sand dune, Cerro Blanco. They have 3,000 different varieties of potatoes. They have Machu Picchu, which is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. And they have the largest flying bird on earth, which is the giant condor. One of these would be your quiz question at the end of the story. So I hope you heard the fun facts very well. Now let's go to the story. Which is your favorite fun fact? Just write down in the chat while I share the screen of the story with you. Let me see which fun facts gets the most vote.
It's not.
All right, can you see the new screen? It's called the stolen smell. Can you see the picture? Show me a thumbs up if you can. Arya, Ritika, can you show me a thumbs up if you can see the picture? Awesome. So let's go to the story. Long ago, in the city of Lima in Peru, there lived a baker. He was so stingy that he wouldn't even give a stale crumb to the birds. Nope, he said, everything I want to eat. His neighbor, can you see the man in the green t-shirt? His neighbor, on the other hand, was a kind man who was always glad to share whatever little he had. So the neighbor was not very rich. He did not have much money, but he was very happy to share whatever he had with everybody. He cared more about making friends than he did about making money. The greedy baker was jealous of his cheerful neighbor. He grumbled, "How can he have so little and yet be so happy? How is that possible? Is it possible to have little bit of things like little bit of toys, little bit of clothes, little bit of money and still you can be happy? Is it possible? What do you think? Write down in the comment section." Every morning, the smell of cinnamon buns and sweet rolls drifted out of the baker's bakery. The wind carried the wonderful aroma toward the neighbor's house. As the poor neighbor sat on his porch eating his stale bread because he did not have enough money to buy fresh bread, as he used to eat his stale bread, the sweet smell of cinnamon buns and sweet rolls filled the air around him. He took a deep breath and sighed with happiness. Ah, this is so nice. As the baker watched the neighbor, he thought, the smell from my baked goods makes his stale bread taste delicious, and that is not fair. His stale bread tastes delicious because of my fresh baked goods. He should have to pay for such a delight, thought the baker. One request, if you are not on mute, please go ahead and put yourselves on mute because we are getting some echo. Thank you. Right. So the baker was very unhappy and he grumbled. How come he always gets the very nice smell of my baked goods? It's not fair. After seeing the neighbor enjoy the aroma of his baked cinnamon buns and sweet rolls every day, again and again, the baker finally decided to go to his neighbor's house and he handed him a bill. A bill for what? What do you think he handed the bill for? What is he charging the neighbor for? What are your thoughts about this? I want to hear your thoughts. Now is the time you can unmute yourselves and tell me, what is the baker charging the neighbor for? Because the neighbor never bought anything from his shop, or did he?
The baking bill.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
The bill.
Yeah, so
The
what is it for?
The bread.
The good smell. You should have to pay for
And for the bread.
But he never bought a
smell
bill
for
from
free.
hungry. He never bought anything. He was just enjoying the aroma of the baked goods, like the delicious smell.
Yes.
He always used to sniff it. Nothing. He never tasted any of his goods. Then why is he handing him a bill?
Ma'am, can I tell I'm Chetna?
Yes, Chetna, go ahead.
I think because of the smell which is coming from his shop to it, and he's
That's
smelling
right.
it.
But is that not crazy? How can you charge somebody for smell? Let's find out what happens in the story next. Chetna, very well done. Now you can mute yourself. Good job. The neighbor was as confused as you and I. He thought, you want me to pay you? For what? What should I pay you for? Said the neighbor. I don't have enough money to buy anything in your store, and I have never bought anything in your store. What should I pay you for? That's right, replied the baker in a grumpy tone. You never pay anything. You pay nothing. And yet, every single day, you steal the smell of my baked goods. Steal the smell? Well, I'm hearing this for the first time. So the neighbor said, you mean that you want me to pay you 10 coins a week as a smelling fee? That's ridiculous. And he started laughing. He thought the baker was joking. But the baker was pretty serious about the matter, and he actually wanted the neighbor to pay the smelling fee. Yes, replied the baker angrily. From now on, I will not be cheated. And if you do not pay, I will take you to the court. He warned the neighbor that I'll drag you to the court if you don't pay the smelling fee. When word of the baker's crazy demand spread around the city, everyone laughed at the idea of a stolen smell. How could anybody ever steal smell? I could steal an eraser, a pencil, a mobile phone, but can I steal a smell? That's what the baker claimed. The neighbor did. Even the children, when they saw the baker, they would stop and sniff the air. And when they passed the neighbor on the street, they would make fun of the neighbor, not the neighbor, baker. They would make fun of the baker, and then they would ask the baker, how much do I owe you, sir? I just sniffed the air around you. So everybody was mocking the baker in the whole Peru city, in the whole Lima city. And the baker was pretty furious, right? Because the neighbor was not paying him the smelling fee, and everybody, including the children, were making fun of him. At last, the baker was so angry that he took the case to a respected judge. Can you believe it? He's actually bringing this matter to the court of justice. Everyone was sure that the judge would dismiss the case because it sounded pretty silly, right? A smelling fee, a stolen smell. It all sounded pretty silly. So everybody in the Lima city in Peru, they were confident that the judge would simply dismiss the case. But that did not happen. What happened instead was, to their surprise, the judge said, it is my duty to listen to what the baker has to say. I order both the baker and his neighbor to come to court tomorrow at 8 a.m. So the judge was actually going to summon the baker and the neighbor to hear about this case. Everybody was taken aback because they were not expecting this. They were expecting the case to be dismissed. Now, the judge sent word to the neighbor that he should bring 5 gold coins with him. When the neighbor received the note that he is supposed to bring 5 gold coins with him, he was taken aback and he was super worried because he did not have this much money. And he thought whatever little money he had, he probably would have to hand it over to the baker, and he will be left with absolutely no money to even buy food for himself. So he was very sad and super worried what's going to happen in the court. When the baker received the note, he was delighted with the news. That's what he wanted. He wanted the neighbor to pay the smelling fee. And the court, the judge has ordered the neighbor to bring 5 gold coins with him to the court. So the neighbor was grinning from ear to ear. He was super happy. And he imagined his pockets will be full of neighbors' gold coins, and what an amazing day it would be. He's gonna get so much gold coins from the neighbor. Look at the smile on his face. The next day, the baker and the neighbor arrived at the crowded court. Many townspeople were puzzled by the judge's actions, and they came to see what the judge would do. They could not believe that he, the judge, might make the kind neighbor pay the baker for a smell. They absolutely could not wrap their heads around this, that the neighbor might have to pay money to the baker. Look at the sad faces. Everybody loved the neighbor because he was kind to them, and they are very, very unhappy that the neighbor might have to pay the baker. Now, the judge walked in the court and the courtroom fell silent. First, the judge listened to the baker's complaint. That the baker complained, "This man has been stealing smell from my bakery for a year now. Every day he sniffs the smell and he says, but he never pays for the smell." And then, after listening to the baker's complaint, the judge turned to the neighbor and he said, "Is it true that you have enjoyed the smell of this man's baked goods every day for many, many years?" "Yes, Your Honor, I must confess, that is true," admitted the neighbor. Now you see, friends, my little friends, the neighbor could have easily lied. He could have said that I have never enjoyed the smell of his baked goods. But even in such a difficult situation, he chose to be honest about the fact that he did enjoy the smell, right? This is something interesting to me. I wonder if I were at the court instead of the neighbor, would I have simply lied that I have never enjoyed the smell, or would I have stated the truth just like the neighbor did? I guess I might have lied, or I might have spoken the truth. I might have lied. It's easier, isn't it? But the neighbor didn't do it. He didn't lie. He admitted that he had enjoyed the smell for many years. The judge thought for a while about what the neighbor had said, and finally he declared to the court, "A smell has been stolen, and since stealing is a crime, the neighbor must be punished." Gasps were heard throughout the courtroom. The kind man, the neighbor, he protested, "But Your Honor, Your Honor, Your Honor." "Order in the court," bellowed the judge. He had decided that stealing was a crime and the neighbor must be punished. Do you all think it's fair to punish the neighbor? Or do you all think it's unfair? Do let us know in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And let's find out what punishment the judge is
It's
going to
unfair.
unfair, right? The judge, then turned to the neighbor and he demanded, "Take out the 5 gold pieces from your pocket." And the neighbor, he did so. After the neighbor took out the 5 gold coins from his pocket, the judge ordered, "Now drop the coins from one hand to the other, one hand to the other." Now the neighbor did as the judge told him to do. He passed the coins back and forth between his hands. And what would have happened when he passed the coins back and forth? It should have made some noise, some clinkety clankety noise that like the coins made, right? Clink clank, clink clank, right? The judge then turned to the baker. "Hey, maybe we can do an experiment. Can any of you grab 5 coins quickly and try to pass it between your palms? I want to hear what kind of sound it makes. Quickly run and grab 5 coins, 5 or 10, if it's easily available to you. Please tell your mom and dad if you're borrowing from them that you're going to return it. Arya, can you unmute yourself and pass the coins? I want to hear what kind of sound it makes. Yes, Arya. Rest all, please be on mute. Arya, can you do that again?
I have 3.
Hear the sound?
And Samya has coins.
Ma'am, I have coins.
All right. I'll say 1, 2, 3, go, and all of you, whoever has coins, pass it between your palms. 1, 2, 3, go. Pass the coin.
On coming?
Yes. And the sound is coming.
Yes, it is coming.
Oh, yeah.
See? Very nice sound. Thank you. Good job. Thanks for helping me out there. Now you can go on mute again.
3, 4, 6. Mama. 1.
Awesome, Atika and Andrea. Now you can go on mute again. Thank you. After the neighbor did so, he passed the coins between his palms. The judge ordered. What did the judge order? No, the judge turned to the baker and he asked the baker, "Did you hear the jingle of the gold coins?" "Why? Yes, I did," said the greedy baker with a grin. Yeah, I heard the jingle of the coin." And then the judge asked, "And did you like the sound of the jingling coins?" "Yes," said the baker. "It's a wonderful sound. I loved it. It is the payment I believe I deserve. Why, yes, I love the sound." The baker began to move toward the neighbor to grab the money from his palms. "Wait," ordered the judge. "You have already received a fair payment." What? The baker has already received the payment, but how? The money is still in the neighbor's palm. How did the baker receive the payment?
Ma'am, can I tell?
No, we'll read it out. Just a second, okay? So, the judge said, "Your neighbor was guilty of stealing the smell of your baked goods, and you have been paid by hearing the sound of his money. So, the stolen smell has been paid by the sound of the jingling money, and the case is dismissed." Laughter filled the courtroom as the people marveled at the judge's cleverness, and the baker hung his head. Even he saw how foolish and greedy he had been. And from then on, the judge was known as the wisest man in all of Peru. Hey, I think the judge is really clever, right? Yeah, he was so smart that he heard the case in the court so that the baker realizes his mistake and everybody else knows that it's not fair to be greedy, right?
Yes.
So what do you learn from this story? Write down in the comment section, who, write down in the chat. And if I like your, what you have written, I'll tell you to unmute yourself and say it out loud. Okay? I'm waiting to hear what did you learn from the story in the chat section. Only if I
learned to never be greedy.
right. Only if you say your name, you unmute yourself. You unmute yourself and tell.
Greediness leads you to trouble.
Yeah, you should never be greedy because it's always bad, and you'll never have friends, and you might get in big trouble.
That's right. Anything else did you learn from this story? I think I learned something, very, very important. Other than not
That we
being
shouldn't say lies.
That we should say the lies.
That we shouldn't say lies.
I agree with you. Even when you are in a difficult situation, you should never lie. See, the neighbor.
We should never lie.
Yeah, you should never lie.
See, I'll just give you an example. So what happened?
Never lies to everyone.
That's right. So I'll just give you an example. You know what happened once? I dropped my husband's phone by mistake. It was a new phone and the screen shattered. So I have a very young child at home. Now he's 6. That time he was 4 years old. I could have easily lied to my husband that my child dropped it by mistake and I didn't do it. Yeah, because I knew my husband would be mad at me. And would scold me that I should be more careful because I dropped the phone. Sometimes we kind of cause some damage. We don't mean to, but it happens. The accidents happen, right? But I chose not to lie and I told him the truth. I did get a lot of scolding, I did get a lot of scolding. But
Always say the truth.
exactly. But I felt good that I had spoken the truth. And, he also explained to me how important it is to be careful. So it was sorted. So even in school, if you're caught doing some mischief, or at home, if you have damaged something by mistake, do not lie, okay? Lying is not cool. Just tell, okay, it happened by mistake, even though you might get punishment. That's what we learned from the neighbor, right? You guys are so smart. You found out the 2 things that I wanted you to find out from the story. Now is the time for the
truth and always and greedy leads you to trouble.
Correct. And do you also learn something from the clever judge? Did you learn something from the judge?
Yes. Yeah. Always be clever too, like a mean person.
Then
Always
cover.
Then answer.
Right. Say your name and I'll tell you to answer. Then you go ahead and answer.
Atika. Clever.
All right. So now is the time for the quiz. Okay. Where is Peru? North America or South America?
South America.
Awesome.
South America.
And one of the new wonders of the world is in Peru. What's its name?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. Awesome. Okay. How many varieties of potatoes are grown in Peru?
3,000.
I'm so amazed. You guys have increased your general knowledge today, and you have learned about kindness, about speaking truth, and about being honest and not being greedy. That's amazing. Thank you for joining me today. And if you would like to listen to more stories, I'm just giving you my Facebook link on the chat below. We do story every day. We have done about 43 stories until today. So there are 42 more stories which you can check out on Facebook if you're all having holiday. So I'm just giving you the link below. When we do stories, we make it interactive just like this. And we also do like some fun facts to learn new things. So that's the link to the story which I've shared with you. I guess I shared with somebody privately. I'm going to share it with everybody. And let me see if your drawing teacher is here. If not, then I can help you just do some yoga poses if she's not here. But if she's here, I will just pass it over to her.
Yeah, she's here.
All right, great. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you had fun. Show me thumbs up.
Thank you so much, Preeti ji.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Not drawing.
Thank
you. Welcome. See you another time. Bye, children.
Thank you so much, Preeti ji, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you,
So beautiful.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, wait here. Riddhi ma'am will come to teach you some drawing.
Bye.
Bye.
Riddhi, are you there? Everybody, please mute yourself. You'll start drawing session now.
अच्छे से चलता पेंसिल दे
Everybody has a pencil, eraser, and paper.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Riddhi.
Hi. Hi, Prachi ma'am.
Hi, Riddhi. I'll put you on spotlight. You can start.
Yes, ma'am. So today we are going to have fun with numbers and we are going to draw like this. With one, we will draw a boat and like that we're going to draw till 5.
Okay.
Are you all able to hear me?
yes
Yes.
Yeah. So shall we start? Yeah. So we'll start with number 1. Okay. So you have to take a pencil. Follow my steps. Take a pencil. Are you all able to see my paper?
Yes.
Yeah. So first we'll draw a number 1 like this. Are you all able to see?
no ma'am it's not visible what will we do yes good
Now
teacher what will we do
we are going to do fun with art today. Fun with numbers. So we're going to draw these with numbers. So this is by 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Are you all able to see?
how to do
Yeah, you just have to follow my step. Okay, so draw a 1 like this. Are you all able to see?
Yes.
yes
Just draw a 1
Yes.
like this. Okay. Then what you have to do is you just have to make a slanting line
and we have to make a big
from the bottom. From the bottom of the, like just from the bottom, the line from 1, you just have to draw a slanting line. Is it visible? Are you all able to see?
yes
Okay, so after drawing slanting line, repeat the same with the next. Like this. Like this, you have to draw.
That looks like a duck dancing or something.
No, we will make it like this.
Teacher, what will we do?
We are going to do fun with numbers today. We are going to draw these with numbers.
Okay.
So just draw this. You just have to draw a 1. Slide from the bottom of 1. 2 slanting lines. and you have to join Netra's iPad. You have to do it a little more bigger. This slanting line should go a little more deeper. Yes, now it's fine.
Ma'am, is it correct?
Yeah, now
What you have to do after this?
see, then you just have to join both of these slanting lines like this.
Ma'am, is mine perfect, Shweta Jen?
Yeah, yours is perfect.
Ma'am, is my perfect?
Yes, Netra's iPad, yours is perfect. Suhana, can I see yours?
Yes.
Yeah, it's perfect. You have to make it a little more bigger. Netra's iPad and Suhana, both of you make it a little more bigger. Chetna and Aditya, make it a little more bigger.
Excuse me.
And
Rihanna Shah.
Shivika, Chetna, perfect.
See mine. Ma'am, Darwin.
Arya, 349, yours is perfect.
Can you see Rihanna's? Is this perfect?
Yeah, just a second.
Can you see Rihanna's?
Diana, yours is perfect. Riya Lunawat, yours is perfect. Jayant
mine.
Hirawat, yours is perfect.
Ma'am,
Riddhima Jain, yours is perfect. Can you all show me?
yes,
Tanish, you have to do a slanting line which goes inside, not outside. You have to do it like inside. Just follow this step. Riddhima Jain, yours is perfect.
Is mine?
Dharvi,
How many we are
starting
going
show
to
me
do
a
like
clear
this?
look.
Like this, how many we are going to do?
Jayant Hirawat, yours is perfect. Chandrakala Jain, yours is perfect.
My perfect.
Just a second, everybody. Dharvi Tatir, can you show me a closer look? Dharvi. Dharvi, I'm not able to see your paper. Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah, Dharvi, it's perfect.
Ma'am, how many we are going to draw like this?
We just have to draw one in the number 1. We'll draw a boat. Then we will go to number 2.
Is mine
Then
perfect?
number 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, yours is perfect. Netra's iPad, you have to do it a little bit broader.
Shweta
You have to
Jen?
do it broad.
Shweta?
Yeah, it's Shweta, the before one was perfect.
Oh. So this one?
Yeah, that's perfect. You just have to make the right hand side line a little more straight because one is slanting and one is straight.
Okay.
Are you all done with this?
Perfect.
Suhana, can you make it a little more bigger? Suhana, can you make it a little more bigger?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is my perfect? This is Chetna.
Yeah, Chetna, yours is
It is perfect. Ma'am, it is perfect.
yeah, yours is perfect, Chetna. Yours is perfect. I'll call out name. Just follow me. You just follow one. Just a second. I'll call out names. Suhana, yours is Suhana. Please make it a little more bigger and broad. You have to make it a little more lengthy. See mine and Netra's iPad. You just have to make it a little more lengthier. Lengthier means like this. You have to make it lengthier.
Okay, but how do I do?
See, I'll show you again. See, Netra, this is your, just a second. See, Netra, this is your paper. Sorry. Netra, see, look at this. This is your 1 Everyone just see it again. This is your 1. Yes. Then you just have to draw a slanting line which goes inside and not outside, like this.
Is it
And
better?
again, like this.
Is it better now? Is it perfect?
Yeah, Shweta, Jane, yours is perfect.
Perfect.
Suhana, can you make it lengthier? See, you are making it like a pot. We are not going to make it like a pot. We just have to make this lengthier. Yeah, Netra's iPad, yours is perfect now.
Riddhi, you can
Are
check
you all
everybody
done?
at the end, all the numbers. You
Okay, ma'am.
just, this is pretty easy. They need not ask you.
Okay.
I have muted everybody.
Okay, ma'am.
Take your time and teach.
Okay, then. Okay, ma'am. The next step is you just have to join both these lines, like both these dots. See, just have to join. Just have to join like this. We'll move to the next step now. After joining, okay, the topmost part of the one where you get a slanting line, you just have to bring it a little more downwards, and you just have to attach this to this corner like this. See, in the middle, you just have to make a line downward, a slanting line downward. In the base of the board and in the top of the board, there's a middle line. Can you see that? This, you just have to draw a line to that. Then I'm going to move to the next step. After this, you just have to mark this line, and you just have to connect this line to the base, to the topmost part of the base. You just have to mark it like this. Like this. Okay, after you are done with this step, we just have to make 4 circles in the base, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 circles in the base of the boat. After you're done with that, you just have to make dots in the inside the circles. You just have to make dots. After doing that, you just have to make water now. For the water, you will just waves. You just have to draw waves like this. We'll do the coloring at the end of the session if we have time. Otherwise, you can color it on your own of any choice of colors. This is by 1. So we have drawn a board from the number 1. Shall we move to the next drawing now? Can
Yes,
anyone,
Riddhi.
can one of you mute and, yes, thank you, ma'am. Yes, so now we will do with the number 2. So for this, you will just have to make the number 2 like this. Just have to make the number 2. After you're drawn number 2, you just have to curve the topmost point of number 2 like this. Just have to curve and take it to this line. I'm going to repeat it again. This was your 2. This was your 2. Yes, now you just have to curve this inside and take it out like this. Is it visible?
Yes,
Can one
Riddhi,
of
we
you?
can see.
Thank you, ma'am. Just have to make it like
Just,
this.
I think if you can move your phone a little far, the bottom portion is not seen.
Yeah, just a second, ma'am.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Ma'am, now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you just have to draw like this. Now, what you have to do is, you just have to draw a cone shape like this. From the mouth of the swan, you just have to draw. Now for the eye, you just have to make a dot and you are done with the eye. You just have to color a little bit with the black color inside the peak like this. A little bit should be in white. And now in the body, we will just make like this. And for making it look like a real bird, you will just have to make these lines in free hand. And then we will make the water. The waves which we drew for the boat. The same waves, like this. This is the second drawing which we drew. Now I'll move to the next one. If you want, I'll show it. I'll show you again the people who couldn't draw at the end of the session if we have time. We drew this with the number 2. Now we will move on to the number 3. Just give me a minute. Now we'll move on to the number 3. 3 is a little bit hard, but you can do if you follow my steps. Please follow. You just have to draw the number 3. The top portion of the 3, the first curve will be a little bit smaller and the next curve will be a little bit bigger. After this, we will join the middle line, the middle point and the topmost curve like this. This is an oval shape. I'll see everybody is drawing at the end of the session. This is an oval shape. I'm moving on to the next step. Now please pay attention. You will just have to draw a small curve going inside like this. A small curve. Are you all able to see?
Yes, Riddhi, we can see.
Thank you, ma'am. After this, we will have to draw the hands. For the hands, you will just curve. At the end of the line, you will just, from inside of the body, you will just curve and take it like this. I'm going to show it here. You will just curve and take it like this. Curve and inside. At the end of the line, you have to do this. Netra, do it a little bit bigger. Do the hands a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. After this, we will just have to draw another hand joining the upper body and this hand, which we drew now. You just have to draw like this. Are you all able to follow? Like this. After this, from the hand we drew before, in the middle of that, you will just make a C like this.
ये दो
I will show it again for the people who couldn't understand. Just give me a minute. I'm going to draw this again. So this was your paper. You just drew a tree. Just drew a tree. You just connected the middle point to the topmost point like this. Then you made the small body. You made the smaller part of the body like this. Then you made the hand, a curve and inside. And then you made the other hand, just curve with the second hand. Then you made a C, the C like this. Now the next part is, you will draw the legs. For the legs, you will just have to draw a small leg first, like this, a half. Just a half one, like this. Yes, then you have to draw the bigger leg, which you have to connect it from the smaller leg to the body like this. I'm going to move to the next step now. Now we have to draw the ear for the ear now. It's very simple. You just have to draw like this. From the face, on the top of the face, you will just have to draw half curve like this. Then we'll draw the next ear. Now we will draw the next ear, which will be connected from the first ear to the face. And move to the next ear now, like this. After this, we will draw the ear. We will draw the eye. You just have to draw a dot like this. Then we will draw the nose, which will just be connected from the face, and just we will just have to draw half triangle like this. And then we will draw it like this. With a free hand, you will just draw. Then you just have to draw an upside down C in the body like this. Upside down C. After this, we'll draw the tail of the mouse like this. Then for the final touch, we will just draw some grass. For the grass, you just have to draw small lines like this. And we drew this with the number 3. We drew this with the number 3. If you have any doubts, please ask me at the end of the session if we have time. Yes, Chetna, you can drink water. I'll wait.
Yeah, Riddhi, you can continue now.
Okay, ma'am. Now we'll move on to the fourth drawing. Sorry. Now we'll move on to the fourth drawing. Now we'll move on to the fourth drawing. For the fourth drawing, we will use the pencil first. You will just have to draw a 4. just have to draw a 4. Just have to draw a 4. Are you all able to see? First, you cannot do with the marker. So first you have to draw with a pencil. After drawing the 4, with the help of a marker, you all have to do it with a pencil. I'm doing with a marker. On top of the first line, you will just have to draw an circle, and parallel to it, you have to draw another circle like this. You have to draw the circle where the second line stops, the small line which cuts the base of the 4. Like if this is your 4, if this is your 4, you will have to draw the circle on the second line and parallel to the first line, like this. Yes, then you will have to erase the pencil mark from the circle. Erase the pencil mark. Erase the pencil mark. Just have to erase the pencil mark. I'm moving on to the next step now. Then you will have to trace the top line . You will have to trace this . You will have to trace this line. Then you will have to trace this line too, a little bit, not till the end, a little bit. Then you will connect this, the first line which we drew, to the second line of the 4, like this. Like an unhappy face. And connecting downwards, you will just make an oval like this. Oval. And then you will connect this line, the second line, to the mouth. After this, we will draw the horns and the ear. For the face, now we will just make a slanting line from the top of the eyes like this, very little. And a zigzag, 1, 2, and then we will join both the zigzag like this. Next, we will move on to the next step now. Are you all able to see? Is it visible? Please reply. One of you unmute.
Yes, Riddhi, it's visible.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we will draw the ear. You will just connect the eye and you will draw the ear like this. You will just make the ear like this. We move on to the next step. Now you have to erase the lines inside the mouth, like just erase inside the mouth the pencil lines you have drawn. And the line going outside the mouth, just erase that. Now you will draw 2 dots inside the mouth like this. And 2 dots inside the ear like this. And then you will erase the line, all the pencil lines, which you can see, which is visible. And you will get a face. Then we will draw the body.
Riddhi, can you just move your angle a little bit towards your left, like the sheet is going towards your right?
Ma'am, now?
No, still on the other side.
Okay, right?
Yes, yes, a little more. A little more.
Ma'am, just
Yeah,
a second, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am.
yeah,
Ma'am,
that's
now?
perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So we'll move on to the next step now. Okay, now we will make the body of the buffalo like this. You will just continue this line, not inside the mouth, not inside the mouth, but like this. And then you will, and then in between the eye and the ear, you will just draw a curve like this. Are you all able to see?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. After drawing this, you will join both the dots, you will connect both the dots like this. And then now we will draw the legs. Hope you all are enjoying. Now you will just make the legs. You will continue with this line and draw a small line like this. Draw a small line. And then you will continue with a sleeping line. With a sleeping line, and you will connect to the body like this. Then you will make a line in between the leg like this. I'm so sorry about this. Now we move on to the next leg. The same thing you have to do, the opposite side, but it has to be a little smaller than the first leg. It has to be not in the exact line, but a little bit above the line, like this. A little bit, very little amount of gap should be there. Then you will draw the same thing which we did. You will repeat, you will draw a line in between. Then for completing the leg, we will just draw a curved line like this and join it with the rectangle. And you will color it inside. It has to be like this. And you have to color it inside. You have to do repeat the same thing here like this. You have to just make a curve and a sleeping line, and you just have to color. Now we move on to the next step, which is just filling some details in the body. For the details, you will just draw half flower, like you will just draw 3 petals, like 1, 2, and 3. Like 1, 2, and 3. The middle petal should be a little bit bigger. I'm showing it again. 1, 2, and 3. I hope you all are enjoying. I'm going to repeat. Just one small petal, a bigger petal than the smaller one, and the same size as the small one, like this. And then you will color it inside like this. Like this, you have to repeat 2 more. 1, 2, and 3. Then in the corner, 1, 2, and 3. And you can color it in the middle, just like this. And then the last petal, you just have to draw like 1, 2, and 3. For this one, you have to draw it like a popcorn, which is 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to repeat 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll draw the grass. You will just draw a line like this. Just draw a line. And you will add grass. Add grass like this. You will add grass like this. We have drawn this with the number 4. Now we move on to the next drawing, which we are going to do with the number 5. Give me a minute. For the number 5, you will have to we are going to draw an apple with a 5, with the number 5. So we will just make a sleeping line. We will draw a slanting line. Draw a sleeping line. Then we will draw a line, a straight line. So we will draw a straight line like this. And then we will draw a big curve like this. draw a big 5. You draw a big 5. The next step is you will join the curve. You will draw another curve like this. I'm going to draw it again here. This was your 5. You drew it again like this. And then we will draw the leaves. You will join this line, make it a little bit curve and just a curve. A curve. A curve like this. The same we will repeat it in the opposite side like this. And then we will draw a small line inside the leaf like this. And we drew this with the number 5.
So I think Riddhi, number 5 is good enough for today. Are you there, Riddhi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we
So
learned.
that's it for today. I hope you all like this session. Did you all enjoy?
Yes. Let me unmute everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Riddhi. Tomorrow you'll be here with another surprise. Everybody join tomorrow,
Yes,
and the
ma'am.
list of materials I have already emailed you all. If not, just email me.
Did you all enjoy the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
we had a lot of fun.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's the drawings I made. Drawing my name.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.